All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to this workout. We're going to go through a simple workout split starting with pull. We're going to do a pull legs push workout with some cardio and abs as well because you can't neglect cardio and abs. Guys, as you can see, the back is super complex. You need to hit a lot of different angles, a lot of different grips, a lot of different exercises to hit all the muscles in the back. However, if you keep it simple and do very simple compound exercises, you can hit all these muscles in the back. So that's what we're going to look at. I'm going to show you guys what I do basically right now, and also just a simple back routine, simple exercises to hit your entire back. And you can obviously modify this based on what you want to look like and what also you need to work on extra, because everybody's genetics are a little bit different. All right, so I'm of course a natty lifter. As you can tell, I'm not that big, but I got some size, right? So the biggest thing, guys, and I'm going to do this for this whole workout series, is basically you want to build muscle and strength. You have to be able to recover properly, which means you can't do too much volume, and you want to stay injury free so that you can make the most progress over time. And if you have to backstep because you got to rehab from injuries, then that's only going to hold you back. So you have to be smart about how you train, otherwise you're going to get injured and then you're going to need to take it easy. So instead of trying to take some massive leaps forward, just try to take each day at a time, one step at a time, and just try to progress slowly so you don't get hurt. Huge thing with every single exercise and every single routine that I'm going to cover is you need good form, guys. Like, this is 2024. You need to control the eccentric. You don't have to go turtle speed on your movements, but you need to control the movement. You can't just drop the weights down. You need to actually use your chest, for example, on a chest press to lower the weight down. You have to think of like actually using your pecs to lower the weights, which means like you should feel it. You should be controlling it. It doesn't have to be super slow, but it's going to have to be a certain level of slowness to be able to control it. And the better that you get at controlling it, maybe you don't have to go as slow. But at the beginning, I would suggest slowing it down quite a bit, which, hey, you might have to drop the weight quite a bit. So just go ahead and do that. You also need to be consistent, and you need to train with proper intensity. Guys, if you're not training close to failure or beyond by doing some partials, or if you got a training partner doing some force reps, then you're kind of wasting your time. You can do high volume workouts. This is a low volume workout because I think it's the best for natural lifting. It's also the best for people that are super busy and you still want to continue to make progress over time. So you got to make the sets count because you're not going to do a lot of sets, as you guys will see coming up, and the workouts aren't super long, so you don't have a lot of opportunities to basically get the work in. So when you get your set, you got to make it count. All right, so basically the way that we're going to work out, it's going to be the same for every exercise, give or take, is that you're going to want to warm up, and when you feel ready, you're going to hit your heaviest top set for that day, again with good form. Going heavy does not mean bad form, it just means the heaviest that you can go for that type of form for that specific rep range. So you want to hit a top set of anywhere from 6 to 12. For me, it's more like 8 to 10, and then if anything, I'm going to hit that 12th rep with partials, but anywhere from 6 to 12 is good. Depending on the exercise, you might lean one way or another on the rep range. It depends on how it feels. If it takes a little bit more reps to feel the exercise, then by all means go up to like 10, 12 reps. If you can go to failure and feel the muscle working quite a bit with 6 reps, then go ahead and do that. Also, it really depends on your tempo. If you're going to go a lot slower, you might fail out at around 6 to 8 reps and still have a good pump in the muscle, still feel it pretty well, as opposed to if you move a little bit quicker, you might feel it just the same, but you have to do a couple of extra reps. So it's really a lot of things at play, but let's just keep this as simple as possible. After that top set, guys, you're going to do a drop set or even 2 drop sets with a little break in between, of course. And when I go to the first drop set, typically after my heavy top set, I'll wait about 10 seconds and then I'll do the set, usually to catch my breath and also to let some of the lactic acid clear out of the muscle. Otherwise, you're a little bit too fatigued to go straight into the drop set. And I'll do the same thing, another 10 to 15 second rest before I go into the next drop set. And you're going to aim for about half the reps that you got to failure with the top set, because you're only dropping the weight by a little bit, so you're still lifting pretty heavy. Anyways, so this is the workout breakdown. So I'm doing 2 vertical pulling motions. I typically like to warm up with a pull down, then go into pull-ups, or sometimes I start with pull-ups. It really just depends. Sometimes I'll do 2-arm pull downs or 1-arm pull downs. And when I'm doing the pull downs with 2 arms, I'm always grabbing the V bar because I'm always trying to pull narrow. You can also do an underhand grip if you really like that as well, or overhand as well, and wide once in a while to change it up. If anything, I suggest varying the grips after your top heavy set from pulling narrow, and then change to like wide grip, underhand grip, and different things like that. I, however, just suggest pulling narrow for most of your top sets because pulling narrow makes you wide. It's just saying that Dorian Yates had, and I find that it's kind of true. It helps you to tuck your elbows in, and when you tend to pull narrow, you tend to work the outer parts of muscles. So if you think about it, if you pull narrow and then you work the outer parts of your lats, you might end up looking wider. So maybe that's why that's in effect. So after doing those 2 vertical pulls, guys, I will then flip to shrugs because it rests my biceps, and then the next movement that I do is the progressive overloading movement for my biceps. So it's usually just a straight bar barbell curl, and I'm doing the same kind of rep range, the same kind of set scheme for this as well. And then it differs a little bit. I kind of split up my weeks into 2 different weeks, one for an upper back focus and one for like an erector lower region back focus. I don't want to say lower back in terms of like hyperextensions, but kind of like that erector mid lower back kind of region. And that's just because you can't PR on every single exercise. So you're going to have to keep in mind, you're going to have to pick your battles and pick what you feel good on that day. So that's why it's good to split up upper and erector day, because you want to focus on one or the other, because you can't go, like I said, PRing and going super intense on every single exercise. You just don't have that much energy to continue doing that. So you really do have to pick your battles. All right, so basically these 2 days are literally the exact same. You can just take a peek here, guys. So basically you're going to go from that barbell bicep curl, you're going to go into an upper back row. Usually I do it chest supported because I don't like doing any other upper back row. I could do the T-bar row. Right now I'm a little bit injured and I can't load my spine, so I can't use the T-bar row. There's chest supported T-bar rows, of course, as well. You can use that. We don't have that at my gym, so I can't use that. So I just use a chest supported like high row, and I'm just trying to pull to the nipple line. Or I do some sort of low row where I'm pulling more to the waist, either chest supported or recently my favorite dumbbell rows or barbell rows if you get too strong for the dumbbells in your gym. And it's really just about mixing it up. And then you finish off with some rear delts, some bent over dumbbell shrugs. So basically you're going to sit, or you could do it standing. It's probably easier to do it seated. So you sit and you lean forward, and you want to shrug, but you want to shrug and pull your rear delts back. So you're hitting like your lower trap area. So you're not so much going straight up and down. You're almost going like back. And since you're bent over, you're able to hit that lower trap area. That's really important for me to hit because that's an area that I'm lacking for some reason. You guys can probably see that in that picture that I posted right off the bat. And then just finish up with some arms, guys. Sometimes what I do is I'll do the hammer curl after the dumbbell bent over shrugs. Which I haven't started doing yet because, again, I can't load my spine because I have a lower back injury, but I'll start doing that exercise soon. But sometimes what I'll do is I'll do the hammer curl, and then to rest my biceps and arms, I'll do the bent over laterals for the rear delts or the reverse pec deck like you guys see up there. And then I'll finish with biceps because that gives my arms a break in between 2 exercises. Of course, if you rest enough between the 2 exercises themselves, you can do a hammer curl straight into a bicep curl. And by then, it's not really so much, like I'm focusing quite a bit on moving as much weight as I can, really for both exercises. But you've already moved a massive amount of weight for the biceps, and now you've moved, hopefully you're kind of fresh to do hammer curls. And then that last bicep curl is really just to get some more like blood into the bicep for a little more growth. So you're still trying to go heavy, but it's not like your main progressive overloading bicep movement. You've already hit that with the barbell bicep curl. So guys, don't overcomplicate back training. Just try this program and do some sort of variation of it, and just keep it simple. You're going to hit all the muscle groups in your back, and you just want to make sure that you vary your grips, mostly on the drop sets. Do underhand, do overhand, very wide, narrow. But like I said, try for the most part pulling narrow on things. That's just what I find to be the best. Obviously, there's some exceptions, but you do want to change it up because it does work different muscle groups, and you do want to like vary up your back training because there's just so many muscles in the back. And to have a complete back and a really impressive back, everything needs to be developed. And you should also take pictures to see what's developing quicker than other things. So You need to, like I was saying before, take pictures. And guys, if you notice that one area of your back is improving quicker than others, then you can shift focus to areas that are lagging. That's bodybuilding. And really, it depends on what you want to look like as well. You want to build your body to what you want to look like and what's lacking so you can be fully developed. And it's really just, honestly, guys, just about consistency, keeping good form and getting stronger with that good form. And just keep in mind, for the most part, lat pull downs, vertical pulling help with width, and rows help with back thickness. As you can see from that diagram, you have things like your erectors, which lie underneath your lats. So if you build up your erectors, which is any kind of basically loading the spine kind of movement, helps to thicken up those erectors, you're going to have a thick back, and they lie underneath your lats, so they're going to push out on your back. And then like you can train your lats, obviously, and really everything in your back is working whenever you're doing basically any back exercise, but certain things are emphasized more than others depending on the exercise, and that will cause growth and cause discrepancies within your back. And depending on what you want to build, that's kind of what you're aiming for anyways. So yeah, just take pictures, make sure you're being fully developed, fully balanced, but this is a very balanced routine. You honestly don't get overwhelmed thinking that back is so complex, even though it is. Just keep it simple. Anyways, guys, stay tuned for the rest of these videos for this series. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.